Just a quick heads up, this mod requires all the DLCs, all of them, every single one of them, no exceptions. G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is going to be a video showcasing my newest companion mod, which is Kylie. She's standing over there. So where we are now is a Spectacle Island. This is where you'll find her, a little bit off the beaten track compared to my other follower mods, but this one is a little bit more on the high tier side. There's a lot of loot going around here. So as you can tell, we've got a custom new location here. That is where we'll find our actual underground facility there for all of my followers to join up to if you've downloaded them. It's a settlement which you can dismiss them to, but more on that later. Anyways, what you do is basically you go up to her, you talk to her for a bit, then you go and recruit her, and then she's your follower. We've got her all recruited and talked to. When you draw your weapons, she'll draw hers. She's got herself a 308 assault rifle. Whilst it looks oversized in her hands, once she gets into her power armor, it'll fit just perfectly. So there, she's got some summer shorts on, although she does have the Adam Cat's jacket and jeans, if you prefer that look for your Adam Cat follower thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what this thing, the bunker, looks like. Never mind this bed or this, none of this is actually part of the mod. This is just what I have in-game there. It's just ironic how I put the bed, or I put the training trapdoor under where I have the bed in-game, but never mind. Righto, so now we're inside the Secret Service training complex. Kylie's in our way, we'll just move her out of the way. Anyways, this is basically a fully nav meshed with lighting cell here, and if you watched the first little video I showed off this place, a little bit has changed in this area. So this is still the main briefing and preparation mission control area. There's a couple of idle markers here around, as well as a couple of ones with meshes. This one's from the submarine, and this one is just an institute panel that they'll actually weld. So when your companions are bumming around sandboxing, as the game would call it around here, once you've sent them to their settlement, it'll have them do something like that. There's also a couple of more idle markers downstairs, as well as some cooking stations. And also, yeah, it's a settlement, right? So when you actually get into this place, you unlock the settlement, and as you can tell, we've got 0 people here so far. Then it's acting like a settlement. That's the kind of thing you'd see, like, let's just say on Spectacle Island, for instance. See, it's the same sort of deal. But I'd like to call attention to this giant door that you see above us. I actually pinched this from the ArcJet facility there. It's where you see the where you have dance and all the synths that pile up on them, and you can activate the rocket engine to fire all the synths but not dance for some reason. I still don't understand how he survives it. But anyways, basically this is supposed to be like the mission preparation area where they make their last adjustments and store all of their things before setting off to a mission. These blast doors open up outwards, and in comes some vertibird ropes for them to quickly hold on and then get extracted out of there. It's like XCOM. Here is the workshop, which you can activate, and all of these storage trunks here are to store your stuff. These are the ones that don't respawn. They have loot in there for you to take firstly, but yeah, these ones aren't going to respawn, so if you feel like storing a few things in here, then you can be safe and chucking them there and they won't ever despawn. Same thing with these benches. All of these benches are linked to the settlement system, which won't respawn. If I enter this one, see, it's got the Secret Service complex storage there, and it even links to this one, see? So all of these things are interconnected like a settlement should be. If I activate the settlement menu, there we go, we've got enough power, defense, food and water to keep the people happy, and also all of the beds are linked. And basically what I did here is I made the living quarters an extension of this first little section here, so you don't have to go through the training wing to actually get there. All of these terminals have the emails on them. Nothing really has changed about these things, but you do have the option of putting in your own furniture if you feel like I haven't done enough of a good job doing that, so you're free to explore them when you do. A couple of computers here for greebling purposes, and the VR room, we'll get to that a little bit later, but first of all, we'll go through the training ring. Most of this stuff is basic stuff. They've got a couple of things from Nuka World here. Got these training terminals, which they'll explain how they get their knowledge of how to fight. And this is just a storeroom with more lockpicking training, like I pointed out last time, kind of like the Thieves Guild, of some bobby pins there if you don't have those. Yep, nothing much goes on here. Anytime you see a storage trunk called storage trunk, that means it's not going to respawn. You've also got a chemistry station here, so you can quickly gather all of this and dump it straight in there, because yeah, all of this stuff will respawn as well, so feel free to plunder all of this, chuck it in there, and in a couple of days or however long you set it to respawn, it will respawn. You can come back and gather even more supplies. Anyways, going through the training wing here, this is basically the toilet section. We've already seen this before in a previous video, so we'll go through it quickly. This is the laundry, I suppose, and you've got all the dryers and the washers there. This is the shower rooms where they clean up after a hard day of shooting gunners and whatnot. Here we've got the infirmary with some beds there, kind of like XCOM beds like I explained last time. You've also got a rad scrubber here, so if you have to worry about taking rads to actually, you know, get here, then you can easily get in this and then remove all of your rads, which is nice. And there's also some of these first aid kits, so if you want to top up your health with a stim pack without all the rads getting in your way, then you can do that. This is the swimming pool where they train for swimming, because, you know, the Commonwealth has lots of water, you need to swim. And yeah, this is the basic gym, a boxing ring for sparring, some strength training, endurance training, agility training, and on these mats they'll do push-ups. Nothing much else going on here. We'll move on to the shooting range and the armory. Righto, so nothing really has changed if we're looking at it like this. We've got a couple of vents here because I felt like that was kind of necessary. More vents above the shooting places. Also got lights strewn about on the roof, so we've got a little bit of lighting in here rather than just ambient lighting. Some anti-communist propaganda, or should I say truth. And there we go, I've actually managed to get all of the heavy weapons there without them knocking each other over. These things aren't then set to not deal with havoc as soon as they spawn in, but if you do touch them, they'll fall down. So don't do that, right? All of this stuff that you see in here will respawn, so feel free to plunder like the other thing. There's also a couple of bits of ammo strewn about, mainly on top of the shelves, and a whole heap of ammo boxes for you to choose from. This table right here contains all of the companion's weapons, so you've got Winter's combat rifle, Ella's sniper, Bridget's pistol, got a duplicate of Kylie's assault rifle there, so you can use it yourself. That's Rain's repeater, Matilda's Gorse rifle, Phoebe's Institute rifle, and last but not least, we've got Iris's rapid ray doom drummer thingy there. And here's some more storage, and not really storage, but just random things that you can loot. And we've also got a robot thing in here, so you can build robots as well as having mechanist things around there, because I felt like that was necessary for an automatron thing to do. But yeah, you can create robots in here. This thing is linked up to all of the settlement stuff, as is all of the power armor things in this room, which is nice. And as for this one, this particular room hasn't changed all that much, and that's basically it for this section. We'll move on to the VR room now. Righto, so when you go to the VR room thing, there's just a memory den chair connected to the wall to all of these, and what you do is you just enter it. It's like a door, but I just changed the mesh on it, and it was actually kind of easy to do that. Anyways, once you get in here, it seems like a pretty blank slate. That is because what you're supposed to do is fight things here, and companions will join you too, which is nice. You've got 20 different legendary monsters for you to fight. They all scale to your level. Unless you're level 1, they'll actually be a little bit above you, so maybe you need to level up a little bit before checking this out. Although it's an option to have a little bit of legendary farming if you don't feel like getting it yourself. We'll just demonstrate this. This should be the Yao Guai. So we'll throw that. It'll spawn in a Yao Guai of the holographic variety. Sick 'em. Just get him nice and stunned there. And then you can get Kylie to sick 'em for ya.
That was nuts.
Yes, it sure was. We got a duelist rolling pin on this occasion, which is garbage, but yeah, as you can tell, they do spawn with legendary things on them, so theoretically you can get yourself something nice. But that's about it when it comes to the VR section. So that's basically it for the inside, but there's something on the outside that I want to show you. So if we open up our Pip-Boy and decide to fast travel out of there, you can fast travel directly out of the base, because who can be bothered running to the doors, right? So here we are just on the outskirts of Spectacle Island, and if you turn your eyes to the sea, you might notice something over in the distance over there. It appears to be some sort of vertibird and a massive shipping crate. Like how I explained before, the doors in the main room open up, and then you can send down the ropes from the vertibird, and then that's how you pick them up and send them to the missions, kind of like how they do in XCOM. It's pretty cool, isn't it? The PS4 limitations, though, I wasn't actually able to get this whole thing to work because I'd probably need some scripting to do that. Also, somebody jumped in the water down there. It's a good time for a swim. I won't hold it against ya. Now for the PS4 tutorial on how to actually get this particular mod to work. Xbox One and PC users, you can tune out now. You guys have scripting. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. Okay, we've got that. Good. Okay, so where we are, we're at Red Rocket, just south of Sanctuary. There we go. There's the place there. Here's the map reference if you're absolutely not sure where we are. And basically what you do here is you go under this rocket thingy, and then you'll find a box full of recruit rings. You only need to take one. That's how many you'll need to use to get Kylie to follow you if you're on PS4. And then when we've got that at our disposal in our inventory, we can fast travel to Spectacle Island. Once at Spectacle Island, all you need to do is talk to Kylie. If you're on the PS4, you'll be prompted with a trade menu when you actually tell her to come with you, so that allows you to quickly equip the ring into her inventory. There we go. We've got the recruit ring in her inventory. Make sure you equip it. I'm pressing T on my computer to make that happen. Equipped. See, you've got this prompt. You make sure that's equipped, alright? Otherwise, this won't work. And congratulations, you have some sort of follower hold-up thing in your command, and you can talk to her. She crouches when you do, and all of that. Her dialogue might be a little bit broken for me because I've just used this pistol to basically get into her inventory just by shooting her. And what you do now to actually dismiss her is you trade with her again. I'm just going to speed up this process by doing that. And then you give it to this armor rack. Here's one I prepared earlier. You equip that onto your armor rack. And then Kylie will leave, and then you can scrap that. She is no longer a follower for us. She'll talk to us like normal there. And you can find your recruit ring back in your workbench things. So there you go. That's how you do it on PS4. I really hope I've made that crystal clear, because to this day I still get comments that don't know what the hell to do, and that really frustrates me, but also makes me think that I'm not explaining it quite as well as I should. So yeah, there you go. If you've done this process for a while, you should have gotten the hang of it by now, because I always use this to get the PS4 players going and the mods working on that platform. So yeah, hope that helped out the ones who are unsure. I think that's about it for this particular video. If you'd like to see this in your game, check out the description. The links will be down there below, all uploaded by the time this video is live. No need to wait. And yep, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Come to think of it, now that we do have a vertibird at our disposal, we kind of need a pilot for it, don't we? How hard could it be to find some ex-Enclave pilot chick to help us in this situation?